So you've decided today is the day. You don't want to go through this never-ending BS anymore. You don't want to battle and feel the pain that you feel. Yes, it is pain, probably, whether it be physical or emotional or mental. It may even be circumstantial, and you can't see any way out of it. You can't see how life can get better, and frankly, you can't see the point in it. And yes, you aren't the only one. There are many, many, many people, I don't want to say millions, but it could be millions of people, who can't see any point. They suffer a heartache. They have suffered the most unimaginable abuses, whether it be at the hands of friends, lovers, parents, co-workers, bosses, colleagues, strangers. The existence on planet Earth is hard. It is ridiculously hard. You've survived up till now, and you sort of look at this and you think, well, is it ever going to get any better? And what difference does it make if it does get better? And how long will it be better for if it does get better? And these are thoughts that go through your mind. They go through my mind. And you sort of wonder, why? Why must I do this? What is the purpose of my existence? What is the point of me being in a constant state of unhappiness? I want to use the word dis-ease, and pain. What is the point in all of it? Why would anybody want to do this? And you look around and you see people are happy, other people are happy, and your life is one of constant unhappiness, constant turmoil, constant aggravation, feeling as if you're not good enough, feeling as if nobody cares, nobody will care, and there's just no point to it. At the end of the day, you may be right. There may be no point to it. It may be just something that you go through. But what if you look at your life differently? What if you look at your life as, so I'm probably going to fail anyway, so what's stopping me from doing what I want to do? You know, if I'm expecting nothing, if I'm not expecting to succeed, if I'm not expecting to fail, if I expect absolutely nothing, what is the worst that can happen? Well, the worst that can happen is that I get absolutely nothing, that I don't succeed in any shape, form, or size. And is that in and of itself a bad thing? Does it make any difference? Would you be worse off after trying whatever it is than you are at the moment, before you tried? Would you be worse off? In fairness, you may have had to spend a little bit of money, but money is replaceable. So you spend a little bit of money in order to do something that you really want to try, but you don't try it because you're too scared to try it, because what if you fail and then you prove that you're not good enough? And you're proving it to yourself. Or are you proving it to other people? Are you proving to whoever it is that has put this dirty paradigm into your head where you are not worth anything, where you are just a filler? But what if you aren't? What if you are the one human being on this planet who is supposed to come up with some absolutely phenomenal idea, or sparks a thought in the person who is going to come up with some phenomenal idea that changes existence forever. What if you are that person? And what if by ending yourself, you rob the entire future of what you had to contribute, all because of a mindset brought about by constant pain, constant lack of validation, lack of love, and fear? Because ultimately it's fear. What are you fearing? Because you're not scared of death. You're not scared of death because you're contemplating ending it. So what are you scared of? Are you scared of disapproval? Well, wouldn't death be disapproved of? Are you scared of more pain? Well, realistically, let's face it, by the time you get to this point where you're thinking enough is enough and it's time, you aren't exactly worried about what anybody else thinks and whether they disapprove or not. So what is it that's stopping you from being all you can be? And it's not somebody else stopping you, it's you stopping you. Yes, you may have people who turn on and tell you that you aren't worth it. You'll never amount to much. You're the least likely to succeed, the most likely to end up in jail, and so on, and so on, and so on. People suck. People suck. People say the most horrific things to other people. People do the most horrific things to other people. But at the end of the day, they do that because of their own fear and their own pain and their own belief in their own shortcomings. So why give your future and your destiny over to somebody else? Why take that chance by ending it all? And, it's said that when you pass on, you are taken through a snapshot of your life, and you are able to see what the future would have been. And you may be on the verge of your ultimate dream coming true. You may be on the verge of the success you never thought you would be able to have. You may be on the brink of the most incredible time of your life, where you manage to get rid of the never-ending pain. And I know you sitting there and you think, what does she know? She doesn't know how I feel. No, I don't know how you feel. I do know how I have felt. I know how I have felt for many, many, many years. I know how I have felt when I have woken up in the morning and thought, I'm alive. Why? What for? What's the point? And where I've spent days and weeks and months, in fact years, wishing that everything could be different, wishing that somewhere along the line someone may actually care for me, just one person. And I still have those days. It doesn't go away. I do have one person who cares for me, not romantically. I have a very good friend, and he believes in me. He cares for me. He is available to be there for me when he isn't otherwise occupied. And I don't mean that to sound, woe is me, I don't have someone there for me 24/7. Because ultimately the only person who needs to love me is me. The only person who needs to be there for me is me. The only person who needs to make sure that I survive is me. And if I can love me, then anything is possible. Absolutely anything is possible. So before you make the last move, before you do the final act, ask yourself, why are you in the pain that you're in? What is it that is the root cause of this pain? Is it brought about by the opinions of others, by the actions of others, by circumstances that you find yourself in? Because ultimately, what other people have done, do, and what they think is not who you are and is not a measure of your ability, your potential, or even of your own existence. They are opinions. You may wake up in the morning and you're particularly grumpy today. And the, newspaper person, post person drops off the letters in the post. I don't think people get letters anymore. A delivery person drops off a parcel. And you're in a bad mood because, you burnt your toast. And you are mean to that person because you are grumpy. And that person then retaliates. And you then tell other people how horrible that delivery person was. To the delivery person, your opinion is neither here nor there. You do not feature in their life. You are merely a customer receiving a parcel. And I'm beginning to think the only way we can continue successfully is to start realizing that the only opinion about ourselves that really and truly matters is our own opinion of ourselves. My worst critic is me. My biggest naysayer is me. My biggest enemy is me. I do the worst punishment to me. I create the thought patterns that spiral me into the darkest depths of despair. I do it. Somebody might trigger it. Somebody might say something or cut me off in traffic or look at me funny or bump me, or their tone of voice could be wrong for how I am feeling at that particular moment. And because of that, I may go into the deepest, darkest pits of despair. And ultimately, that is not a reflection on them. It's a reflection on me. It's a reflection on how I view myself. So, before you do this final act, because it is final, you can't, unless of course you don't succeed, in which event you may have a huge number of other problems. But realistically, if you do succeed, it is a final act. And it could make everything insurmountably worse for you. You know, we don't know if there is life after death. We are taught from various religious scriptures that you go to heaven or you go to hell, or nirvana or Valhalla, or you know, there are various names, various beliefs, various structures. Some people believe when you die you're dead, and frankly, if when you die you're dead and there is nothing else, then you've got nothing to lose. You really have got nothing to lose. So why don't you do that thing that you've always dreamt about? Because at the end of the day, if you die, you're dead, and there's nothing. You've got nothing to lose. If there is something after you transform from your human existence, wouldn't you want to be better equipped to address that something? You know, we very game oriented in a lot of our thinking. You know, everything's got a start, a middle, and an end. Everything works on levels, and if you die in one level in a game, you start that level again. What if you don't start that level again? What if you end up going to the next level, but because you haven't achieved what you needed to achieve in the current level, because you cut it short, you start the next level handicapped. You start the next level at more of a disadvantage than you are currently at. What if every second in this level counts? What if you count?